Chris Broussard and slick Ric Bucher are back. So, Rick, whose legacy is more on the line in the playoffs, James Harden or Kevin Durant?
I could make the case for either, but I am going to go with Kevin Durant because he is the proven playoff performer between he and Harden. Why did KD leave the Golden State Warriors? To win a championship and prove that he could be the leading force. Now, some would argue he was by being the finals MVP twice in Golden State. He didn't get that love, and as a result, he decided to go find some place where he could. So that is what's on the line for Kevin Durant in this situation. It comes down to this. Who do we think is the best player on the team? Overall, who is the best player on the team? That's the guy who has the most pressure on him to deliver a championship. What did we just talk about with the Golden State Warriors? Why were we disappointed in Steph Curry? Because he ultimately did not deliver. Now, I know James Harden has had a great season and has demonstrated that he might just be the linchpin in what the Nets do. But are we going to take that and say that now James Harden is the best player on this team and we expect him to lead the Brooklyn Nets to a championship? I would still say that it comes down to which Kevin Durant are we going to see? Can Kevin Durant be that leading force? Because he's the guy who's done it. Kyrie has done it. James Harden is searching for that first ring. So to think that he is going to get it in this circumstance, that's a hope, not a belief.
Interesting. It's James Harden. Great take there because it makes you think, but which one of them is scratching their neck? Like, I need it for my resume. It's James Harden. He Pookie right now. He needs this on his resume because right now, when it comes to the postseason, that's the only time you can really poke at the greatness of James Harden. So if you look at it, where does KD land if this team fails or even he goes out there and doesn't perform up to standard? Oh, I land on 2 finals MVPs. Oh, who was your teammate? Steph, great Curry. Oh, okay. What about you, James Harden? What happens if you go out there and fail or the Brooklyn Nets fail? Well, you know, I went to the finals like 2 teams ago when I was coming off the bench in OKC. That ain't gonna get it when you talk about how great James Harden is or how great KD is. So it's an obvious answer. It's James Harden. It's not really even a question. You can't say KD. I said it a couple segments ago. I'll bring it back to you. I used to love to jump off apartment buildings because I used to look, I had the skills and I had no fear. And I also knew where I was going to land. It was going to be softer than people thought. KD is not going to land on anything that's going to hurt him in terms of resume if this team flames out. But James Harden's going to land right back where people say James Harden still resides, which is a painful place in the playoffs. Let's run through this real quick. 2020, outmanned by the Lakers. That's James Harden. 2019, Warriors showed him the door in the semis. 2018, Game 7, record-setting disaster in the Western Conference Finals. Remember they missed those 27 straight three-pointers? Good Lord. 2017, roll over by the Spurs. First round loss to the Warriors. Blown out by the Warriors. First round loss to the Trailblazers. First round loss to the Thunder. You can't have all that and then say, I don't need it more than the other guy who got 2 finals MVPs. So James Harden understands it. He needs the big dog.
Yeah, I'm with Marcellus on this one. Nice try, Rick. A for effort, but come on. Here's the main problem. I mean, it's just obvious James Harden, but here's the main problem with your argument. Even if the Nets win it, KD is not getting that credit like, oh, my gosh, KD finally led an undermatched team or a team where it wasn't laid out for him on a silver platter to the championship. Those questions still persist. I'm with Marcellus in that, look, KD's got his rings. At the end of the day, KD is a 2-time champion, and he did ball in Golden State. Yep. He was their best player. He hit some big shots, so you can't ever take that away from him. You are right, though, in that the one thing we're all saying is there's kind of a little mental asterisk by your championships because they were such a powerhouse even without you. All right? Can you go and lead your own team? He couldn't do it in OKC as close as they got. Can you lead your own team to a championship? And we thought when he went to Brooklyn with Kyrie, okay, let's see if he can do it. Then you added James Harden. And Blake Griffin, I'll even throw him in, as old as he is. And now, if they win it, it looks a lot like Golden State again. Now, I'll give you, it's a little more difficult because you only played 8 games with your starters. You're coming off injury, all that. But still, at the end of the day, this team looks tremendous, tremendously talented. And if they win it, KD, I don't think anybody's going to be like, man, look at what KD did. He took that. Isn't it Tom Brady going to Tampa Bay? So on James Harden, on the other hand, he does have a lot to prove. I do think he was their most valuable player this year. And I actually think he might be their best. He won't get the credit until he shows it in the postseason. But if the Brooklyn Nets win this championship and James Harden is their MVP as he's been all season and he gets that award in the finals, his legacy will skyrocket. And I actually think it's possible that as time goes on, we might actually start wondering who was better, Kevin Durant or James Harden, because Harden is more versatile. Look, I know Durant is a 7-foot perimeter shooter that is a bad boy, but James Harden is an elite scorer and an elite playmaker. So Harden's got the most to gain.
You guys are confusing what's at stake versus who has the most pressure. And by the way, I appreciate the participation trophies you're handing me, and you're saying that my term paper, the theory was flawed, but we're still going to give you an A because you wrote it so well. I don't need any of that. Look, Kevin Durant has to prove that he can lead a team to a championship. What? And you're discounting it because he has Kyrie Irving and James Harden next to him. What have we said about Kyrie Irving? Have we said that he led a team to a championship? No, we say he rode LeBron James to his ring. What have we said about James Harden? He can't get it done in the postseason. You're talking about him being the regular season MVP. I've seen that from James Harden. Doesn't surprise me that he would do what he did in the regular season for the Brooklyn Nets. It's can he do it in the postseason? And so, yeah, he might change the dynamic. But if he doesn't, are we going to say, wow, James Harden disappointed in the biggest way possible? No, we're going to go, that's James Harden. Great regular season, comes up short in the postseason. But Kevin Durant is the guy who is the 2-time finals MVP.
Yes.
He's the guy who said, I don't want to go to New York by myself and just be a star. I'm going to go to Brooklyn with Kyrie because I want to try to win rings and be the biggest reason why. And if that doesn't happen for whatever reason, then the first guy we're going to look at is Kevin Durant and say, brah, you should have stayed in Golden State.
Oh, hell no. Too many arguments to make against y'all. Too many punches coming in. I'm taking in too much water. What the hell? I will not allow any Kevin Durant slander on this show. 2-time finals MVP. When you got Steph Curry there, you had to say, hey, Steph, that's cute. Let me show you how to do this. That's Steph Curry.
I'm not slandering him. I'm not slandering him. I'm just talking about why he went to Brooklyn.
Well, look, you went to Brooklyn because you want to win a ring, and you can't win a ring by yourself in this NBA today. Let's talk about who Kevin Durant is, please, especially when it matters most. 15 NBA Finals games. 15. James Harden has not been in 15 NBA Finals games. So let's just already start our separation. He averages 30, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, shooting 55% from field and 45% from the three. Good Lord. Only one other player in the last 21 years has averaged more points per game in the NBA Finals. Y'all better leave this dude alone. No matter how this plays out, Kevin Durant gonna go out there and show out. I'm not taking shots at James Harden. I'm just saying what the resume says. He's averaged 23 points, shooting 38% from the field and 25% from three in his last 6 elimination games since I can't go NBA Finals games with James Harden, which makes my greater point. KD is going to show up. KD is going to ball out. And if KD and his team doesn't make it all the way, doesn't win it all, they're not going to look at KD because KD is KD. They're going to look at James Harden and say, damn, you still James Harden.
I think you just made my point.
Kind of.